So I realized so many of you always have to write down code. Maybe so we need to think about how to provide. For example, after the seminar, so we can send the quote by email or something. But anyway, please write. Please take a time to. So my greatest concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. So I understand what he said, because in our life, we have to have many failures rather than success. So that's why our life is to be content with our failure. So Abraham Lincoln is concerned about this. What about this? When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare and compete, everybody will respect you. Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu is one of the greatest Chinese philosophers. He is the founder of Taoism. Taoism is not religion. Taoism is more like a philosophy. But many people believe in Taoism, including Dr. Wayne Dyer. So Lao Tzu said, when you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare and compete, everybody will respect you. So he is suggesting us to be content with ourselves. But we tend to compare with others and compete with others and feel loose or inferior complex and suffer then stress. But he suggests, very simple, be content with ourselves as you are. Even if you don't improve, even if you don't change, even if you don't make any transformation, as you are, you can be content. So this is great teaching. And content is today's keyword. So let's think about what is stress. So today I want to use this book, I Find Spirit, by Master Yuho, the founder of Happy Science. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Different book. Not this book. This book. The Tips to Find Happiness. Tips to Find Happiness. So, this book is over there. Tips to Find Happiness. This book is very unique. This book is the collection of Q&A at Master Okawa's public lecture. So, Master Okawa, he always makes public lecture, at least every weekend. And he talked about topic. Every time different topic. And after his lecture, he received a question from the audience. So he received any kind of questions. So this book edited the focusing on the question about family. So family question, family problem, how to deal with family problem. And in this book, dealing with stress, because stress and family are closely related. So,
Family.
very, yeah. So in this book, the one question. So about domestic violence. So why does domestic violence occur? From the spiritual point of view, and also child abuse. So, and his answer was like this. At first, he was talking about our current situation in the modern age. So we are struggling in competitive society, especially this country. So we are in very highly competitive society. So unconsciously, we compete each other every day. And a few people are winners, and they are happy. But others are not, and others have to suffer and create stress. So the cause of the stress, people's stress, came from competitive society. And based on this idea, so we need to think about how to overcome, how to deal with stress. So how to deal with stress? But first, we need to recognize our stress begins with our thought. We think this is our stress. For example, in the family, so my husband is my stress. Or my son or my daughter is the source of my stress. Or my boss is the reason of my stress. Or the current economy, recession, is my stress. So we always find the reason of the stress outside ourselves. However, our stress begins with our thought. Our stress comes from within. So stress is not others, is not things, is not events. Stress is thought. Stress is stressful thought. So this is a starting point. And so now, how to deal with stress? There is one spiritual law. The human mind is incapable of thinking about two things at the same time. The human mind is incapable of thinking about two things at the same time. Have you ever heard about this law before? Okay. What kind of occasion did you find this? Or any books?
I think for me, the book that I read that talked about it.
Yes. Do you remember the title? Whose book?
I can't remember.
You can remember. Psychology. Right. For example, Dale Carnegie. Yeah. Dale Carnegie always used this quote, used this law in his book. So this is very, very important law. Actually, this is a gift from God. So we are given this law of human mind by God. Our mind is not capable of thinking about two things at the same time. So we must use this law. If we apply this law in our daily life, especially in a tough time, so we can replace pain or worry or stress